Well, hello everyone. Welcome. So exciting to be here with you all. This is a very special edition of Zurich Talks. So please welcome Zurich's Group Chief Information and Digital Officer, Ericsson Chan, to introduce our headline speaker.
We need to innovate for our customer to find new solutions, to make their life better, make business stronger, and make everything simpler and easier. We can't find a better person to talk about simplicity. He inspires so many. This is the co-founder of Apple, Mr. Steve Wozniak.
Very exciting to be here.
Thank you. The early days of Apple. What was the inspiration? How did you have that drive?
Go to sleep dreaming and wake up in the middle of the night with a solution. The best products tend to come about when you're building it for yourself and you want it there and you want it good. And it's something for your own life. A lot of other people that want it that way if you do it well. If it's important to you that it comes out well and usable. A lot of the failures are going to teach us what the limitations of this brave new world are. So all I can say is believe in yourself, whatever they, tell you you're doing wrong, you should do differently. When you're doing something innovative, it's new, it hasn't been done before, that's the hardest thing in life.
I'm going to put it now to the floor. If you would like to raise your hand.
If you were to sum it up in one key message for the next generation, what really matters when it comes to be innovative?
Be honest. Learn total honesty, and don't try to change how you say things to make yourself sound good and seem good. Just, prove it by doing. And also have a philosophy. Life is about happiness. How happy are you? How many good times do you have? And my formula I came up with when I was, before 20 years old was happiness is smiles, things you feel, minus frowns, things you feel. So I put it in emotional, and I call it H equals S minus F.
Finally, a formula I can actually understand. Thank you, Steve.
My name is Frank. I work in the tech department of Zurich. We have a lot of people also in the audience who are in startups and trying to work as an entrepreneur. Would you have any advice for them how to become successful as an entrepreneur and an innovator, or even become the next Steve Wozniak?
There's different aspects of it. Entrepreneurship are people that want to be important, and that comes from starting companies. Steve Jobs was very much an entrepreneur. And I myself was not. I was extremely skilled, and I could create the product for a company. But when we were offered the big money to start Apple with my Apple II computer, our investor said I had to leave my job at Hewlett-Packard that I loved. I was going to be an engineer for life at Hewlett-Packard, never move up an org chart. Said I had to leave Hewlett-Packard, and we had a meeting date to decide, and I said no. I wasn't going to give my computer to the startup for the money, the big money. And Steve Jobs went into a frenzy, and he got all my relatives to call me. And my friends. Finally, a friend talked me into the key thing. He said, you can start a company, and you don't have to run it. You can just be an engineer for life. And that's what I needed. You should have an engineer that they're used to solving those problems with you. You should be side by side with one. Here's what I can build. They'll be so clever at coming up with what you're going to do as an entrepreneur. But I think entrepreneurs are the most important thing in the world, in business, because they're starting up the new companies, new ideas, new inspirations, and that's what takes us further. If we just do the same things, we don't move forward. We just stay where we are. So that's very important. But to me, having a startup, starting a little company and taking a risk and you're not sure you're going to get there, you work so hard. It's so important to the few people that start a company and are entrepreneurs. And you work your head off, and when you get done, it's like the most joy ever in the world if you have any success. Even if you don't have success, that was a fun time in life.
Well, I feel like we've just covered the surface. It does actually draw an end to this session, but it has been so inspiring, absolutely extraordinary to hear your story, Steve. Thank you very much, Ericsson Chan, for talking us through it. Huge round of applause, everyone, for Steve Wozniak.